Better get the coleslaw, y'all, because we're having us a barbecue.
Good evening. Welcome to tonight's live stream. I'm going to get started in a minute. I just need to let everybody know that the stream is on the air. Okay, I've let everybody know that the stream is currently on the air. And before I get into tonight's topic, I just want everybody to know I am no fan of Sean P. Diddy Combs. I think he's a complete sexual deviant and a completely disturbed individual. However, when I look at the woman who he got involved with, Cassie, her hands are not clean at all. No, when it comes to Cassie, her hands aren't clean at all. And what she's doing is she's pulling what I call a finesse on everybody here. And when I look at her behavior, it really reminds me a lot of the girls I grew up with back in the late 1980s, back when I was going to places like IS 148 and Park West High School. And when it came down to those girls back then, those girls oftentimes liked to play a double life where they made it look like they were sweet and innocent on the outside, but on the inside, they were running game on all of these different dudes. And I remember back then a lot of these girls going out here and pulling finesses on these dope boys and these gangbangers and pulling finesses on these dudes going out here again looking to go out here and grab the money from these guys on out here with going out here getting the Gucci bags, getting the Air Jordan sneakers, getting the Guess jeans. Again, they would go out here and look to go out here and be outside here playing the good girl. Meanwhile, they were out here going out here looking to get with these dudes. And as they were looking to get with these dudes, they were looking to go out here and get stuff for themselves at the expense of these dudes. And a lot of guys and girls would fall for everything, thinking, these girls are so sweet and innocent. But these girls knew how to hustle back then. So when I heard, Cassie it was only 19 years old, this is the argument that a lot of black women love to pull, is the saying, oh, Cassie was so young at 19 years old and she was just a baby. I gotta call BS on that. And I'm calling BS on that because I remember back in the late 1980s, these girls' mamas and grandmamas today basically pulling these finesses back when they were only, in some cases, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, and pulling finesses on these dope boys back then, where they were out here at 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, going out here looking to get with these dope boys, looking to go out here and get money from these dope boys, looking to go out here, get the leather jackets, looking to go out here, get the shearling coats, looking to go out here, get the Guess jeans, looking to get the whole apartment decorated and get themselves taken care of by these older dope boys who are basically, in many cases, in their 20s and even in their 30s. So when I hear these black women sitting up here talking about, oh, Cassie was only 18 years old, she didn't really know anything, no BS on that, because again, when it comes down to a lot of these girls, what they do, again, they pull these type of things because a lot of these girls, a lot of times they little miss sneaky. They think that they're smarter than the guys, and because they're thinking that they're smarter than the guys, they're out here running game and getting themselves taken care of at the expense of these guys. And again, in some cases, they were sometimes back in the day playing 2 and 3 of these guys up against each other, playing 2 and 3 of these guys up against each other, looking to get the best payday for themselves. And a lot of these guys were not even aware of what was going on as related to the games that these girls were running. So when I hear, oh, Cassie was only 18, a lot of these chicks are only saying this because what they want to do is cover their tracks, especially a lot of the older chicks who are about my age. They want to go out here and cover their tracks and not let anybody know about all the skeleton bones that they got in their closet. I mean, when it comes down to a lot of these chicks, a lot of y'all don't know how many skeleton bones these chicks got in their skeleton, in their graveyard, as related to all the guys they have been out here with, making deals on the side. So a lot of guys, they want to push the narrative, oh, this girl was so sweet and innocent as related to her getting involved with P. Diddy's freak-offs. No, that ain't the case at all. No, any guy who's been out here and knows the game out here knows that that Cassie is not the sweet and innocent girl out here. And again, women will hustle a dude and finesse a dude if he don't know what's going on as related to how to deal with women. No, a guy who don't know what the deal is with women, he'll sit there believing the whole story about this girl being influenced by Sean P. Diddy Combs, and that's not the case at all. No, it's nowhere near the case at all as related to Cassie. No, Cassie is a textbook example of everything I have seen in my over 25 years of studying the entertainment industry, as someone who has studied the entertainment industry and written about the struggles of black actresses in Hollywood in books I've written like All About Marilyn. I can tell you, again, when it comes down to women like Cassie, who basically come off the Greyhound bus on 7th Street or coming in from Bob Hope Airport off the coach class on the planes like the ones from Southwest Airlines. Again, you got a whole bunch of chicks coming off the Greyhound bus or coming off the coach flights of Southwest Airlines, thinking they're going to be a singer, thinking they're going to be an entertainer. And in most cases, these chicks be sitting up here talking about they the prettiest girl on their block. And when these girls come into LA, they're coming into LA thinking that they're going to be on a road where they're going to be able to use their looks to go out here and finesse like they did in their neighborhood. I mean, they're used to going out here running these hustles on these simps in their neighborhood. And the simp in the neighborhood, he's basically getting all mesmerized by their light skin and how pretty they are if they're black, or if they're white, they're with their blonde hair and their crystal blue eyes. And they're sitting up there thinking, I'm the hottest chick on the block. I can pull these finesses like I do. Unfortunately, when it comes down to these chicks who come into the entertainment business, they thinking they're going to be able to get over on their looks. But what happens to these chicks is they wind up in for a rude awakening, because what happens is the first thing that they run into is a lot of stiff competition. Because in the entertainment business, again, light-skinned chicks like Cassie are a dime a dozen, and a gross when you go to any sort of restaurant. I mean, you'll see hundreds of these women at the casting calls and at the cattle calls. And yeah, you being a singer, you being an actress, there's like 100 of you, and that's where a lot of these chicks realize that they can't compete on so-called merit. No, because chicks with talent are basically coming off the bus at the bus station in LA on 7th Street, or they coming off of Bob Hope Airport in Burbank, because they can't fly into no LAX. They basically ain't got the money to fly in from LAX first class. No, they coming up off coach thinking, hey, I'm going to come in here with my good looks. I'm going to come in here with my light skin. I'm going to come in here with my good hair. And I'm going to come in here and run some game on these Hollywood dudes. And they come in and get a shock. And they get a shock because, again, you coming in here with a little bit of talent. Again, they got so many talented people on every corner. And as they got talented people on every corner, they basically people in Hollywood already know what this chick is all about. D-word, the Greyhound is on 7th Street. That's the bus station is. In LA, the Greyhound bus is on 7th Street, and the whole station is there. That's the LA bus station, and that's where all the chicks come in. So many chicks coming in here with a Burlington Coat Factory suitcases, again, thinking they're going to come in here and be stars. They come in here thinking, oh, I'm the fly chick, I'm the hot chick, and the stuff I did in the hood, I can do over here. And that's when they get that rude awakening. And that's when they start thinking, oh, now I got to find a way to hustle. I got to find a way to hustle. And that's what Cassie was all about. Cassie basically was all about this hustle. So when I was listening to Cassie's testimony this week, I listened to the first statement that she made. And one of the first statements that she made was she didn't know how to do the oral. And I just listened to that. I just said BS on that. It was just complete BS because, again, I was a guy about 35, 40 years ago. I mean, I was in a place, Park West High School. I was listening to girls talk about all the stuff they was doing with these neighborhood dope boys. And I had to say BS on that whole situation. She's saying the first time she did that was with Diddy. And I have to call BS on that because when it comes down to these girls who enter the entertainment business, because the competition is so stiff, many of these chicks already knew how to do this before they even got on the Greyhound bus, before they got on the coach flight at one of these cheap old airlines like that airline, Spirit Airlines. Before they got on the plane, they was already doing this with the neighborhood dope boy or all the guys who they were out here who were older. Because a lot of these chicks, when they were young like Cassie, they were already stepping to older guys. When they were about 14, 15, 16 years old, they would step into the guys who were 20, 21, 22, even 30 years old. That's what I was hearing from these girls when I was in Park West. Again, talking about how they was getting with 21-year-old guys, talking about 22-year-old guys, talking about 23-year-old guys, talking about how they was getting with 30-year-old guys. And this was their grandmama. Again, I'm 51, so that's the grandmama talking like that back in the 1980s. And here we are, maybe about 35, 36 years later. You want me to believe that Cassie is someone who never knew what she was doing when her grandmama was getting down like this? I mean, her grandmama was getting down like this back then with the dope boy and the crack epidemic, but she wants us to believe, oh, the first time she was with a guy was like that was with Sean P. Diddy Combs, when I know, as someone who has studied this entertainment industry for over 25 years, many of these girls have been getting down like this even before they came to the studios and in LA, or even to the casting places in LA. They were going out here making these deals like this with just the guys on the street. So that's where I call the first thing with Cassie as complete BS for her argument. Then she goes on and tries to again make herself out to be Miss Sweet and innocent, make herself out to be Miss Sweet and innocent after, again, at 18 years old, getting a deal with Ryan Leslie. Now, Ryan Leslie was the first guy to go out here and sign up Cassie, and he signed up Cassie looking to create a covert contract where he was looking to have a relationship with Cassie as he looked to build her career. And Ryan Leslie, he was no slouch that's related to anything. Dude was a Harvard-educated musician. He was Ivy League. He was a high-value man. He was big. He was a guy. He was making good money and was working with Cassie towards developing her craft. But Cassie basically was sitting up there trying to make it look like, oh, I'm this sweet and innocent. I was out here, and Diddy was this evil guy. No, this chick was caught up in her hypergamy the minute she came off the bus in LA and got with Ryan Leslie and was looking to go out here and be on the arm of Ryan Leslie. And as she was on the arm of Ryan Leslie, she was already on her way, but it wasn't coming fast enough. No, she wanted to be on a road to stardom. And this is where Ryan Leslie introduced her to Sean P. Diddy Combs. And this is where her hypergamy kicked in. This is where Cassie's hypergamy wound up kicking in because she saw, okay, yeah, this guy, Ryan Leslie, he's one of these guys. He got an Ivy League degree from Harvard. He's making six figures. This is already a dude who's, again, doing very well. And she could have easily been with this dude and basically had success, but it wasn't coming fast enough for her. No, it wasn't coming fast enough for her. So what she looked to do is go out here and act on her natural hypergamy and go out here and monkey branch over to Sean P. Diddy Combs because Diddy was a guy who had higher status and higher popularity than Ryan Leslie. Because Ryan Leslie, yes, he was an Ivy League dude, but this guy, Sean P. Diddy Combs, he was an icon of rap music and entertainment, and he had a lot of influence. So what Cassie wanted to do was go out here and pull the finesse, monkey branch over to Sean P. Diddy Combs, hope to go out here and offer him a taste of the atomic waste from the special place after she dropped the skid mark jockey thong. And after she dropped the skid mark jockey thong, she hoped that her box would be better than Kim Porter's. He hoped that her box would be better than Kim's and hoped that that would be something that she could go out here and offer Sean P. Diddy Combs. That's what she thought she was going to offer him that taste of the atomic waste from the special place and think that her taste from the atomic waste from the special place would be better than anybody else's. That's what Cassie was thinking. She was basically like many of those teenagers I grew up with back in the late 80s. Many of those teenagers in the late 80s, these girls was out here. This was their way of, again, taking themselves to the next level, is, again, trading what was inside of the skid mark jockey draws. They wanted to go out here and make an offer and barter the booty to these guys. And after they bartered the booty, they hoped that this would allow them access to the social marketplace and be able to get on a higher level. That's what they were thinking back then, and that's what Cassie was thinking, and that's why she wanted to go out here and get with Sean P. Diddy Combs and hope that, again, he would be looking to go out here and make her a star, hope that he would make her a star as she was looking to trade herself to this dude. and again, sitting up here looking to make it look like, oh, she's this sweet, innocent girl. That's basically part of what she was doing again. And then had Diddy, he wanted to go out here and make this girl that ideal image of this sweet, innocent girl next door. But when it comes down to many of these women in entertainment, they are not really sweet and innocent. No, they are really ratchet and grimy. They're real ratchet and grimy, and they've been grimy even before they came to Hollywood. No, before these chicks even got on the bus or were at the airport, they was already grimy. And sometimes some of these chicks, what they was doing was again taking the money from the dope boy, taking the money from Pookie, and taking the money to go out here and go across the country to go out here and be in this business if they were not referred to that business. Because again, when it comes down to a lot of these entertainers, they have heavy connections to the dope game. When it comes down to the music business, some of them have heavy connections to a lot of shady people. So again, Cassie's hands are not clean as related to any of this at all. No, Cassie's hands are not clean whatsoever. No, when it comes down to Cassie, she went out here and willfully and intentionally made this deal with the devil, Sean P. Diddy Combs. She made this deal with this dude. And as she made this deal with this dude, what happens here is that she basically was hoping, hey, I'll go out here, I'll drop the skid mark jockey thong, and hopefully after he gets his taste of the atomic waste from the special place, I'll be put on a road to stardom. He'll start looking to go out here and be this simp who will go out here and trick on me by going out here and looking to give me that time in the recording studio, go out here and look to have his A&R guys go out here and craft my image, go out here and be out here promoting my music and sending it to the radio stations for people to get to know. That's what she was hoping to get on the fast track on, because it wasn't coming fast enough with Ryan Leslie, because Ryan Leslie didn't have them type of connections to make her into a star. And that's why she basically wound up staying with this dude. Now you'll have people saying, oh, this relationship have all this stuff as related to the salacious details of the freak offs, but this chick was basically again trading the booty to Diddy. And again, as she traded the booty, this is where she was looking to get her career advanced. No different than many other actresses and no different than any other folks out here. I mean, when it comes down to these folks out here in Hollywood, again, this is how business has been done forever since the inception of Hollywood. Because this casting couch, I'm going to tell you right now, this casting couch is real. And these chicks basically be doing these type of deals behind the scenes, either by being single or being out here with these dudes. A lot of these chicks make these type of deals where they're looking to go out here and be the side chick, hoping that they're going to be on a road to stardom, thinking, hey, I'll be on a road to stardom, and I'll basically be getting with this movie star, getting with this producer, and this producer's going to go out here and make me into something. I mean, that's what these chicks be doing. I mean, these chicks be out here thinking, hey, I'm going to go out here and run this game. I'm going to run this finesse. But sadly, what happens to a lot of chicks is what happened to Cassie. She thought she was going to finesse Diddy, but the whole thing is she got herself finessed by this seasoned hustler. I mean, she thought, oh, I'm going to go out here with my sexy body, my double D chest, and my atomic waste reactor. And again, the nuclear sauce is going to be something better. It's going to be what they call bomb ass pussy. But the whole thing is, when it come down to these dudes like Sean P. Diddy Combs, they basically done run through so much through his pussy that they already know how to get this without even trying. I mean, that's the whole thing that this chick did not understand. She did not understand that, okay, this guy, he done seen hundreds of women, and that's why Sean P. Diddy Combs was basically a sexual deviant who was looking to get caught up in these freak offs, and these freak offs were not about anything related to having a sexual relationship. No, it was another extension of him being able to exercise his power. Because when it comes down to guys like Diddy, again, have so much sex that it no longer has any meaning whatsoever as related to forming a mental, emotional, or spiritual bond with anyone, because the what he's caught up in is power, and the whole thing is the whole exchange is a way to commodify things. And again, for him, it's a business transaction where he gets pleasure from being able to show his power. That's why he's about here in these freak offs. Again, these freak offs were about him being able to be a god over both men and women, and being able to get power and control over those men and women in an effort to be able to influence their behavior to get them to do whatever they wanted. And because Cassie wanted that fame, she was willing to do whatever that Diddy wanted in that whole situation. She was looking to do whatever he wanted, in order to be able to get that time in the recording studio, in order to get that promotion as related to Diddy's record label, in order to get that fame. She was willing to do all of that. Moreover, she was also willing to do that because she was willing to get that lifestyle basically provided to her. She wanted to live that lavish lifestyle, and she wanted also to be that number one woman. She wanted to go out here and have that high status, have that high social status as related to being in Hollywood. That was all the things that Cassie wanted. But what she wants to do is now try to spin things. What she want to do is try to spin it and make it look like, oh, I'm the sweet and innocent good girl who came into Hollywood, and I was just looking to sing. And I have, as someone who's again been in this entertainment business and studied this entertainment business, I gotta call bullshit on that. Because I know how the women in the entertainment industry operate. I know that a lot of these chicks basically got their jobs on their backs or on their knees. So when Cassie went into that courtroom and made that statement, oh, I didn't know how to do oral, bullshit on that. Because the only difference between the music business and the website Backroom Casting Couch is that, at least with backroomcastingcouch.com, you know that they're being honest on the website, that this is what it's all about. No, what they do is in Hollywood, again, is they do this stuff behind closed doors. They do all this stuff behind closed doors, and this is how these chicks get doors open for them. And they get doors open for them because they are willing to drop the skid mark jockey draws, and again, open up and look to, again, offer up atomic waste from the special place. That's what they do all the time in order to get ahead. And that's what happened here with Cassie. She was looking to get ahead with these dudes. And basically, as she got in with Diddy and became became the woman who was going to be presented as his number one woman, she basically again thought, oh, I'm light skinned. Oh, I'm pretty. I'm going to finesse this dude. I'm going to use this bomb ass pussy to basically go out here and blow this dude's mind. Unfortunately, what happened to her is she got her mind blown, and she got her mind blown because Diddy was the dude who basically was showing he wasn't really fazed by that box, because he's had so much box that it no longer has any meaning to him anymore. No, he basically was so detached from things that he basically said, okay, if you want to be on my team, you got to be able to participate in these freak offs, and you got to be able to participate in all of this. And Cassie basically, again, was going along to get along because she wanted to stay in that Hollywood lifestyle. And again, once a dude comes to you and says, hey, I want you to go out here and have sex with another man, that should have been the time to say, okay, I'm out the door. And that's why I don't really believe that whole thing that she's talking about being abused, because once the dudes start talking about, hey, I want you to get with other men who are male prostitutes, that's when you have the option to leave and get out the door. But many of these women in the entertainment business, since they don't want to get out the door, what they do is stay right there, hoping that, this is, I want to get this fame, I want to get this stardom, I want to stay right here, and I want to stay right here getting this fame and being around these celebrities and living this lavish lifestyle, having this nice mansion, wearing these designer clothes, having all this expensive jewelry. That's what she was looking to get this because this was the dream for many of these teenage girls. I mean, for many of these teenage girls, they think, oh, I get to be a part of Hollywood. I get to be out here doing very well, making all this money and living very well. And they think it's a small sacrifice as related to things. They think that it's a small sacrifice as related to things, as related to giving up their body. And they'll sit there and again do this because, again, any healthy person would have said, okay, these guys are asking me to go out here and offer my body in order to get one of these jobs. And that would have basically been, a healthy person to say, okay, I'm out the door. This entertainment business ain't really what I'm looking for. If I got to go out here and do this, I'm out. But a lot of these chicks, again, they're thinking, I'm the light-skinned, pretty chick. When it comes down to some of these black women, oh, I'm the light-skinned chick. I'm hot, and I think I can go out here and play this dude. But what happens is that they play themselves, go out here and play themselves, and that's how Cassie got in this mess with these freak-offs. And again, thinking, oh, okay, I can do this freaky stuff with these dudes. And again, allow this guy to do this because, oh, it'll be okay because this will just be my little secret. These will be my skeleton bones. But the whole thing is that as she was out here with this guy, I believe willfully and intentionally, as related to things, because this is the way a lot of these chicks rolled back in the late 80s. This is how they grandmama rolled. I mean, they grandmamas was out here while this dope boy was selling crack in their neighborhood, killing their neighbors and their family members. As the guy was selling crack, they were cool with all that. And cool because they could go out here and get the Gucci bag. They could go out here and have the shearling coat on in the wintertime, go out here and be riding up in this dude BMW or this dude's Mercedes-Benz or his Jeep. As your neighborhood is falling all apart around you, she ain't got no problem with that. And that's why you have Cassie, the great-granddaughter, again, having no problem participating in a freak-off because grandmama was out here with the dope boy, and again, watching him kill people by selling them this poison or killing people just because he just wanted to, because he was hopped up on his power back then. And you have Cassie sitting up there, oh, I'm the innocent girl. No, you ain't no different than your grandmama, your auntie, and all those other black women who were in the neighborhood back in the day. Your descendants ain't no different than any of them. And that's why I say this woman ain't sweet and innocent. No way at all. No, this chick ain't innocent. No way at all. Because what she's doing is pulling the exact same hustle that her grandmama and great-grandmama was doing back in the day when we had the light-skinned chick. I mean, the light-skinned biracial chicks like Cassie, this was the game they was running back then. And the same game is being run now. And what they're doing right now is that what you have is that as she's doing this, what she's looking to do is, again, pull this finesse as related to things to try to make it where she can make an escape without ever being held accountable for her part as related to things. So what she's doing now is, after she's doing out here and participated in all of this debauchery, again, going out here participating in these freak-offs, because the freak-offs were basically her, again, going along to get along, letting these guys go out here and run trains on her in the front side and the back side and the mouth. And again, let these guys, again, these male prostitutes do all of this. And again, like the defense was saying, again, she possibly arranged some of this stuff. Again, that's why I don't believe that she was, again, forced to do a lot of this stuff, because she stayed there for 11 years. And as she stayed there for 11 years, her hypergamy kicked in. Because as she was with Diddy, She then decided to go get with Kid Cutie, and Kid Cutie was a rapper she decided to get with. And again, looking to hope to monkey branch once more, because that's how these chicks get down. No different than the chick's light-skinned chick with the dope boy. She'll be with the dope boy, and then she'll see another dope boy that she wants to get with, who she thinks is going to make more money. And since she sees that this other dope boy is making a little bit more money, what she thinks she's going to do is try to find a way to slide over to that dude. That's what I believe she was trying to do with Kid Cutie, was trying to find a way to slide over to him. However, as she was trying to slide over and pull that finesse, that's when Diddy basically felt like he got played. And as he felt like he got played, what he did was, I believe, as related to the allegations that Kid Cutie made, was again send that warning by again blowing up his car, because he was saying, look, you're not going to disrespect me. No different than the dope boy as related to these chicks, because what these chicks do is they try to put one guy against the other and then try to make their escape. And as they look to try to make their escape, what happens is they will pit one guy against another, and then after these guys are fighting with each other, then they're going to go out here and try to find that way out, try to find their way out as related to the whole situation that they are in. They want to come out of this with the money, the designer clothes, and everything with it. And again, as this is going on, this is where these dudes, again, go out here and are fighting with each other. And as she's looking for that way out, she tries to find a way to finesse these dudes. And this is where one guy winds up dead, the other one winds up in prison, and she winds up going out here finessing two other dudes, as one guy is basically in the grave and the other one is in prison, basically getting his backside turned out by Bubba, Tiny, Roscoe, Big Dave, Melvin, and Mr. Sprinkles in exchange for some commissary such as a Little Debbie snack cake, ramen noodles, packets of Crystal Light lemonade. You know the list. Basically, he's getting turned out, and she's out here looking to make another deal with another dude. And that's basically what was happening here with Cassie. And basically, Cassie was in this situation until Sean P. Diddy Combs wound up jamming himself up. Now, Diddy himself, basically, as this was going on, he basically wound up jamming himself up because he thought he was like white people. He thought he could go out here and flex like white people. And that's what a lot of dope boys do. They try to flex like a white person. And that's what he did with the whole Ciroc deal that I believe basically led to him getting jammed up. And after he tried to flex as related to that situation, this is where Cassie saw another opportunity to go out here and finesse, again, as related to things. Now, she was out here with this whole situation, looking for another way out, because basically she had been in these freak-offs and basically was so freaky that basically her whole reputation was messed up. And that's where Alex Fine, the simp, comes in. I mean, Alex Fine, basically, he thinking he gonna come in and get with Cassie, thinking he gonna get a good deal. No, what Alex Fine basically is the cleanup man, and I talked about that in Friday night's video about how he's the cleanup man. Now, the cleanup man is a term that I learned from Obsidian, but I know all about it before then because that's called a nice guy. And again, the cleanup man, it basically is the guy after the woman has basically been in with these dope boys, these gangbangers, these criminals. Again, after she gets run through by all of them, what they do is go find this nice guy to go out here and basically be with this guy. This is where they start talking the narrative, talking about, oh, I'm trying to find a good man. No, what she's looking for is a simp, a clean up man who will basically clean up her reputation, clean up her image, clean up her whole image as related to all the stuff that she's done. What she wants to do is get out in front of her image by being with this clean-cut guy and hoping that, all the guys will see her as respectable. And basically, she will find a way to basically put some seeds in the ground to bury all the skeletons that she had in the past, bury all the skeletons and the secrets that she had in the past. What she wants to do is find herself a clean-up guy to clean her up, basically wash all the dirt off her after she'd been running in these streets running in these streets, letting all these guys, again, put the carbon rod in the atomic waste reactor. This is the guy who puts on the coveralls and the Timberland spice cans, got the mop and the bucket, going out here cleaning up all the girl sauce and the guy sauce and the sweat. And he's got the gas mask on, trying to avoid smelling all the booty. I mean, this is the dude who's going to clean everything up as related to her, and he's going to be the tool that she uses. Again, he's just there to be that tool that she's going to use, and he's thinking he's going to get something out of the deal. And that's what Alex Fine is. He's basically sitting down there, wash it up, baby, or like Zeke is talking about. He got the ivory soap, and and the pine salt, trying to clean up all that baby oil and all that stuff from the freak offs. And he's smelling and then trying to get the gas mask on, so he don't have to smell all the booty and smelling like ravioli. I mean, he don't have to smell none of that booty. And as he's there, he's basically listening to this woman tell him all these stories of abuse and all this other stuff, but never asks himself, okay, how did this woman get into this situation? That's the critical question this dude never asked, because he basically, all he's thinking about is maybe if I be nice to this girl, I can get my shot because she's light-skinned and pretty. And because she's light-skinned and pretty, he don't really think about her body count. He don't think about all the stuff that she is doing to get ahead in this business, because when it comes to people in this entertainment business, none of these people in a lot of cases have clean hands. A lot of these folks got dirty hands as related to this business. But when it comes to this guy, he looks down at this woman's manicured hands. He don't see them as being just as dirty as the dude. No, he's sitting up there listening to the stories. Oh, this dude had me in freak-offs, not understanding that if she's in the freak-offs, she's basically getting freaky for a reason. He's not understanding that she coming in there getting freaky for a reason, because, again, when it comes to down to these situations, again, these chicks have to, again, go along. They're going along for a reason. And this guy ain't really on point as related to understanding things. No, these guys are really, in many cases, naive, and they really are not really understanding the game as related to how things are being played. And that's how these guys wind up becoming all-purpose suckers that they basically use to go out here and use to clean up their image. And that was shown in the testimony that was given just today. I mean, this dude is seeing this woman as she's still involved with Diddy. And again, not understanding that she's basically monkey branching from one dude to him and monkey branching to a dude to him. But he's so caught up in his ego to say, oh, I took this woman away from Diddy, not understanding this woman was looking to get away from Diddy, because what she was looking to do was basically try to clean up her reputation, because she didn't want all this stuff coming out, and she knew it was going to come out because this dude was out here flexing with white people. So what she was looking to do was, okay, I need to get up in front of this, because I need to get up in front of this, and I need to find this guy to basically be this safe haven for me, be a safe haven that can basically, I can rehabilitate my image. And as I'm rehabilitating my image, I can go out here and present myself as respectable, and no one will ever know about all the ratchetness I participated in. No, won't know anything about all the ratchetness that this woman participated in at all. I mean, no, won't even know about it, because what they're going to do is the guy's going to buy into the narrative and look to think that, oh, I'm going to make this woman my wife. And that's where, again, this guy is basically a all-purpose sucker. This guy who Cassie wound up marrying. I mean, this guy, Alex Fine, is an all-purpose sucker, who went out here and married this chick who basically came to the entertainment business and basically ran through 3 guys already in Ryan Leslie, Diddy, Kid Cutie, and all of the guys at the Freak-Offs. I mean, basically, he's in here looking to clean up a mess of a chick who basically possibly had hundreds of guys running through her, and worse than a spicy burrito. and putting more miles on that body than are on a Cummins diesel or an 89 Yugo or even one of these 3800 V6 Buicks. I mean, this chick got more miles on her than all of those vehicles. And this guy is sitting up here thinking, oh, I'm going to clean this all up and think it's going to make him look good. No, it don't make you look good when you in a court and your woman is sitting up here testifying to basically being run through by all these guys in the entertainment industry, and basically all of them have gotten a shot before you, and you're the one who basically married this chick and thinking, oh, she's sweet and innocent, thinking she's sweet and innocent as related to things, and you're thinking, oh, I got this whole idea as, oh, she's gonna be sweet and innocent. I'm gonna have her kids with her. No, optically, this man's whole image is a complete mess. He basically looking emasculated and looking weak and looking just like the nice guys I've seen back when I was in high school and college. Again, there was a nice guy who would always come in, look to go out here and look to be the clean up man, not understanding that you're just another part of her hustle, because her job is hustling dudes. And that's what women in the entertainment business do. They hustle people. They hustle people because they know that some of these guys in the entertainment industry, a lot of them are simps. And a lot of these guys basically look to go out here and look to barter that atomic waste reactor, get this woman to drop the skid mark jockey draws and the skid mark jockey thong, or if she got a little bit more money, she buys a Victoria's Secret thong. They look to go out here and use this to get jobs like parts in movies, use this to go out here and get roles in TV shows, use it to go out here and basically get acting gigs and casting. I mean, this has been done all the time, and these chicks will hustle you, and again, hustle you all around. If you don't know what's going on, you can wind up getting finessed, and wind up getting finessed just like the dope boys did back in the late 80s. I mean, so many dope boys, they was out here with chicks like Cassie, and again, they would get finessed by these chicks, and as they die and go to jail, she would be back out here, again, trying to run a narrative, talking about, oh, I'm looking for a good man. It's like, no, you was the ratchet, and now that you basically have aged out of the game, and dudes are charging you to the game, you're looking for some more simps to go out here and use, and that's where you go out here and find the nice guy and swerve him, because eventually what happens is that they are going to go out here and swerve them, because what happens is the woman is a user and she attracts users to her. And what I see happening too, Cassie, is she's maybe the victim of a divestment disaster. And what will happen to her is that she's thinking, oh, I got this 20 million from Diddy, or 30 million according to some people. She's thinking she got the money, but I'm thinking Alex Fine is getting ready to do what happens to many swirlers and divestors and set up a divestment disaster where she basically winds up being finessed once more, because, again, when white men marry, even though they lose face, they marry for money, and they marry to, again, build their wealth. And him having 3 kids with her means that he basically is going to come out of the deal with child support, come out of the deal with alimony, and basically getting himself paid at this woman's expense. I mean, this is a chess game that I've seen happen to many of these black women who go out here and think, oh, I'm going to go out here and, again, pull this finesse, and the cleanup man going to basically clean up my mess. But he may wind up, again, looking to go out here and clean out that wallet of all that money that Diddy gave her, because, again, the game is chess, not checkers. And this chick she's thinking she's playing chess, but she's actually got a Candyland card in her hand. And as she's got a Candyland card in her hand, she's thinking, oh, I finessed Diddy. I finessed all these guys. And I'm even finessing the U.S. government by with my testimony. And they are going to let her finesse them as related to things, because what they want to do with the white supremacy is, again, destroy P. Diddy, and have Diddy inside of the penitentiary dealing with Bubba Tiny, Roscoe, Big Dave, Melvin, and Mr. Sprinkles, and have him dealing with all of those guys, basically trading him for the Little Debbie snack cakes and ramen noodles, packets of Crystal Light lemonade, packets of Crystal Light tea, off-brand grape drink, off-brand orange drink, off-brand mango drink, off-brand fruit punch. You know the commissary list once again. I mean, that's what they want to see is P. Diddy broken down and see him destroyed. And they were willing to go along to get along with Cassie's lies as related to her. And she's thinking she's going to come out of this again with a bag. But the whole thing is that you got this guy, Alex Fine, possibly looking to go out here and grab the bag in a divestment disaster. Because, again, when it comes to white supremacy, they always look to take both sides of the argument. And I can see them taking both sides as related to Cassie. But the narrative that they want to play in the media right now is that Cassie is this sweet, innocent girl. And as someone who has, again, been studying the entertainment industry for over 25 years, I want you to know this chick is not sweet and innocent. No, she's not sweet and innocent at all. No, she's no different than your grandmama was back in the late 80s and early 90s when the crack epidemic was going on. No, she's the same type of opportunist. She's the same type of opportunist looking to hustle her body in order to elevate her social status. And she's looking to participate in the same hypergamy, looking to monkey branch from man to man, hoping to go out here and get that profit at the expense of other people. She was looking to, again, as no different than the light-skinned chick who will sit there and watch as people die from the crack that Pookie was selling back in the day. She's doing no different because Diddy was a guy who, again, was promoting music that was killing black people and basically had ill regard for black people. So it's no different and as related to those situations. And again, what she's doing is the same hustle that women been pulling in this entertainment business for years. In this entertainment business for years, women been pulling these type of hustles on dudes, whether they be upcoming actors or they be producers or they be directors. I mean, this is the stuff that they pull, and that none of these chicks are innocent whatsoever. These are not ingenuines who are naive and don't know what they're doing. No, they clearly know what they're doing. And what you have here is that the mainstream media wants to, again, spin this narrative because what they want to do is spin the narrative because what they want to do is demonize Diddy as a black brute, demonize him as a violent black man. Again, this fits into their narrative. And what they want to do is make it where Cassie, the biracial black woman, is the sweet and innocent image. And a lot of black women, what they want to do is go along with this whole narrative because a lot of them, what they want to do is cover up all their skeleton bones because they basically identify with Cassie because they have been participating in the same ratchet behavior. Many of these same black girls and who were the grandmothers today, they were participating in the same ratchet behavior, and they want to run and come to the defense of Cassie. No, they're coming to the defense of Cassie because they don't want the bones to come out on them. They don't want the bones to come out on them about how they were out here with the neighborhood dope boy. They don't want the bones to come out about how they were with the neighborhood criminals, again, helping them out because when it comes to these guys, they were directly connected with the rap music business, and their hands were grimy, and these chicks' hands were just as grimy because they wanted to live that high lifestyle. They wanted to be ghetto fabulous. They wanted to have, again, I'll repeat it once more, the Gucci bag. They wanted the shearling coat. They wanted the leather jacket. They wanted the gold chains and the bamboo earrings. They wanted the Air Jordans. They wanted to be seen being the fly girl, driving around in this dude's Mercedes, stepping out and coming into the Arab red and white chicken place and ordering scrimps, or going to the Chinese place, ordering the lobster Cantonese. That's what these chicks wanted to do back then. And Cassie basically is a descendant of those same women, running the same hustle as she came off the Greyhound bus or the coach part at Bob Hope Airport, coming off the Spirit Airlines or one of the other low-cost airlines, because that's how these chicks come in. They come in looking to make it big, hoping oh, I'll use my box to get the advantage in order to make it big. But the whole thing is that their life turns into a big mess. And once it turns into a big mess, what they do is find themselves a nice, big, fat, juicy simp like an Alex find to be the cleanup man. Find this dude to come in here with his coveralls, his mop, and his bucket to come out here and clean up this mess. And then after they come out here and get this dude to come in here and clean up the mess, then they want to go out here and talk about, oh, I love this dude. No, they love the opportunity to get out of a situation. They love the opportunity to be able to get out of a jam. And what they use is this dude as a safe haven to get out of a jam. And then once they get themselves out the jam, then that's when you start to hear this three words that every guy hears who goes out here and gets with a woman as the cleanup man, and that's I'm not happy. And they're not happy because they basically are tired of this situation that they're in with this dude, and they're tired of this situation, and they want to get out of this situation because they see another dude who basically has more money on out here that they want to get with. And the way they get with that dude is to basically get you out the picture, either through a divorce, or what they will do is go out here and string along some Pookie or some other dude, basically look to get you out the picture. That's what happens with these type of situations. They will basically look to get you out the picture. Again, I talk about this in Misadventures of Captain Save-'em. I talk about these chicks and their secrets. And when it comes down to these chicks, they'll do anything to protect their secrets, and they'll do anything to cover up their secrets, and they'll look to have another guy take you out. And again, one guy is dead, the other is in prison, and all of her skeleton bones are still not being revealed. And you're the one sitting up there either being one of the guys who's dead or the other one who's in prison. And that's what a lot of black women don't want to talk about. A lot of women don't want to talk about because they want to continue running these finesses on dudes. This is something women have been doing for centuries as related to their behavior. And again, they will sit there and hustle you. And that's how what's happening here with Cassie. Cassie is just running a hustle. She's been running a hustle since she was, even before she was 18 years old. I mean, even before she met the first guy, Ryan Leslie, she was running hustles because that's what her grandmother and great-grandmother were doing back in the 80s and back in the 60s. I mean, these chicks been running these hustles for years and been running these hustles for years as related to things. And a lot of these guys ain't really looking at the big picture as related to the game. No, a lot of people just getting caught up in their emotions. Oh, I heard all of the stuff that Diddy was doing at these freak-offs. Well, I got something to tell you. Again, Hollywood is filled with a lot of freaky dudes out here like this. And again, this is one of the reasons why I don't want nothing to do with it after reading all the horror stories as related to the casting couch. I mean, these guys have been running these games for over a century, and chicks have been running these finesses. And again, what's happening here is a classic finesse, and a lot of people ain't really seeing what's going on because all they're thinking about is the evil Diddy, but they're not thinking about the ratchet Cassie. And again, the whole thing is birds of a feather flock together. They are in common with each other. I mean, yeah, they are. Again, this is what they do as related to things, and it's something that's really scary to think about. Like one full boss says, it's really scary because again, these women can set you up and have you taken out, and it's happened all the time. I mean, in the 80s, this is how chicks would basically lead the dope boys getting taken out because these chicks would pull this finesse. Same thing in the entertainment business. These chicks would pull this finesse. And again, these chicks will hustle and they go from guy to guy looking to get the best deal. I talk about this in my book, The Woman Crisis. They go on this quest for a better deal. And as they're going on the quest for the better deal, what they do is, again, as they're going in these situations, they always find themselves a nice clean-up man. Find themselves a nice cleanup man, and like an Alex Fine, go get this dude again to clean up the mess. And as they're cleaning up that mess, they're getting ready to size up the next sucker. Size up the next sucker because they got the all-purpose sucker. Got the all-purpose sucker And then after the all-purpose sucker goes out here and again cleans up the mess, they are basically looking to go out here and monkey branch to that next man. Look to go out here and find that next dude. And that's what happens in these situations is they basically go out here and find these kind of situations. And again, that's why I say your Cassie is not a sweet and innocent chick like they're trying to play in the news and looking to, again, polarize black people and put us against each other. Because I've been seeing the comments from these black women getting all personal, getting all emotional, again, getting caught up in their feelings. And again, the whole thing is you have to understand no side is, you shouldn't be on any side whatsoever because all these people in this entertainment business are just downright dirty. And if they are making it in this business, in most cases, it's not because their hands is clean. No, they ain't making it in this business if they got clean hands because what they want to do is go out here and find information to gain leverage on people. That's what Diddy was hoping to do with these freak offs. He was trying to go out here and trying to think he could flex like a white man. He thought he could go out here and get leverage on people like a white man. But the whole thing is in the system of white supremacy. They don't like seeing a black man go out here and flex and try to have power like them. And as he goes out here and tries to have power like a white man, that's where the white supremacists decided to bring the hammer down on Diddy. And that's when they decided to go out here and reveal all of his skeletons and reveal all of his secrets. They decided, okay, you think you're going to try to flex in our system? No, you ain't going to be flexing in our system and trying to be like us. Yeah, we'll let you have some money and be rich, but you're not going to go out here and have wealth like us or have influence like us. And that's why they basically went out here and opened up the skeleton bones and revealed everything on Diddy. And again, Diddy is just the tip of the iceberg as related to all the sexual debauchery and deviancy that goes on in Hollywood. I mean, we only saw a fragment of this with other cases like Harvey Weinstein and the case of the guy at Abercrombie and Fitch. But those guys aren't being prosecuted. I mean, well, Harvey Weinstein is on trial because they just don't like him. But the whole thing is the Abercrombie and Fitch guy basically was doing the same thing that Diddy was doing. I mean, this Abercrombie and Fitch guy was going out here just breaking men down in his things, basically telling people that they would be auditioning for modeling jobs. And he was just doing things that were violating men's backsides and other parts of their body. And nobody said a word about that dude. And nobody's really talking much about another white guy I did a video on. He was one of these investment type guys or these hedge fund guys. He was a lawyer like that. And nobody's talking about him and all of the crimes, sex crimes he was committing. No one is even saying a word about them. But they've got a big trial all about Diddy. And again, got a whole thing on that whole situation. And again, that's because those guys in white supremacy wanted to go out here and again send a message. They wanted to send a message to all of these rich black men that you can have your money, but you're not gonna flex like us. And that's what Diddy was trying to do with the whole Ciroc deal, according to some reports. He thought, oh, I can go out here and flex like white men. And they said, nah, you're not going to be coming up in our business and tell us how to do stuff. No, you just sit here, colored boy, and just spend your money on your BMWs, your Lexuses, and all your other toys and trinkets. But you don't come up in our economic business. You don't come up in our operations and tell us how much money you're going to make. Moreover, you don't come in our operations talking about political candidates you're going to elect or things like that. No, they don't. Your job is to just go out here, buy some shit, like the dope boys go out here, buy your Shearling coats, go out here, buy the Gucci bags, go out here, buy your Mercedes, and keep your mouth shut. That's what they wanted for Diddy to do, but Diddy wanted to think, oh, I've got $1 billion, I'm going to flex. And that's why they basically gave him an N-word moment by, again, revealing all of his skeletons with these freak-offs. Again, these freak-offs were about him trying to go out here and show his power, go out here and show his power. But the whole thing is that he did not understand that in the system of white supremacy, when they go out here and give you a position as a black bootlick, Your job is to just go out here and do as you're told. That's the whole thing that Diddy didn't understand. Same thing with Cassie as related to things. She was just basically being used as a tool. She was used as a tool to bring Diddy down. And that's where Cassie has to look outside because, again, what does white supremacy do with its tools? Critical question I'd like to ask Cassie, because what they did do is break their tools once they finish using their tools. And once they finish using a tool, they basically wind up breaking it. And I'm looking at Cassie and I see what's happening to her with Alex Fine is that, again, she's thinking that she's going to be the master, but she's on the road to a divestment disaster. And that's what's going to happen to her. I mean, she's thinking, oh, I'm going to get away with this $20 million. No, you ain't getting away with nothing at all. No, they already got it set up where they're looking to take away that money because when it comes down to white supremacy, it's all about money. It's all about maintaining their wealth base. And again, they'll take your money and again in the courts and again say, oh, you're making more money than he is. Take that money away. So I just see again how that again you got this chick again. She's thinking, oh, I'm going to come out of this deal and everything's going to be okay. No, your hands are dirty. Your hands are grimy. And again, this chick thought she could run a hustle, but it's eventually going to get a hustle run on her. She's eventually going to get this hustle run on her because what she doesn't understand is universal things that's related to the Word of God. And you're going to reap what you sow, more than what you sow, greater than what you sow. And she may be in for a bitter harvest because she decided to play the Hollywood game. And the sad part is when black people play the Hollywood game, it's basically game over for them because, like Eddie Griffin said, nobody really leaves Hollywood clean. I can only think of maybe a handful of people who are black who left Hollywood clean. Maybe the late Lou Gossett Jr., maybe Robert Guillaume, but many of them don't leave clean. And when it comes down to Cassie and Diddy, they're basically not leaving Hollywood clean because Hollywood is not a clean business. It's a very dirty and unethical business. And that's one of the reasons why I want nothing to do with it because it's a dirty business. And in order to get in this business, you've got to get your hands dirty and you've got to get your hands dirty in order to stay in this business. And again, that's why you don't want to be in this business because your hands will not stay clean because this business is, again, one that where people are, again, looking to backstab each other, looking to steamroll each other because, again, opportunities at moving ahead are rare. Opportunities in this business are very rare and hard to get. And with things like the Telecom Act of 96, consolidating media and us coming out of the WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes, I mean, things become a lot harder. And again, people will basically sell their own children and sell their own friends, again, in order to get ahead in this business. And because of this, that's why it's not a clean business. It's not like, you go down to your local supermarket and ask for a job. You fill out an application, and if the manager likes you, they hire you. Or you go down the civil service and you put in an application, take a test, and you got a job if you can survive probation. No, when it comes down to Hollywood, again, it's about who you know and what advantages they have over you. I mean, it's not a place you want to go, one full boss. You need to tell your brother this is not the place you want to go. Better yet, have him read my book, All About Maryland, which talks about, again, black actresses and their struggles and the act of black people, again, in this business, because this business is a dirty business. And the music part is even dirtier than the film business and the TV business. I mean, it is greasy. It is grimy. And that's what happens all the time in this business. And again, people are cutthroat to the point. I even wrote about it in Smithstorella Golf Girl Summer, where she says that they will just not only cut your throat, but sell your body for meat. I mean, that's how ruthless the people are in this business. And that's why I want people to know, Cassie is not innocent. I mean, it's not an innocent person because the people here, again, they are cutthroat and they will sell your body for meat after they finish cutting your throat or backstabbing you. That's how foul people are. I mean, this is not a business for the greenhorn. It is not a business anybody should want to get in. And the whole thing is they've got this whole story. Oh, Diddy is the bad guy. No, there's a whole bunch of bad guys in this business. No, there's a whole bunch of foul people in this business. And they will basically, again, turn on you the same way they turned on Bill Cosby. I mean, Bill Cosby basically was an icon of entertainment, and everybody basically flipped on him about 2015, I believe. Everybody turned on him, and he was basically, again, turned on and betrayed. And it just is, again, he was basically just taken out just very quickly and very easily. And again, if they could take Bill Cosby out, everybody else is fair game. And that's just the way it is in this business. That's the way it is in the business. Again, you have in this business, there are no allies. It's the worst thing. It's like you are on your own, and it's a very lonely business, but nobody will tell you that part. I mean, there are no allies. There are no friends. This business is a brutal business. And again, in this business, women, knowing that, again, chicks who are light-skinned and pretty are dime a dozen, basically, they are going to go out here and look to sell the box in order to get an advantage, even though box is a dime a dozen. I mean, this is what they do. And like Bobby was saying, he was talking about how Cosby pissed off the wrong white person. So did Diddy. He pissed off the wrong white person. And again, that's all part of what makes Hollywood a very treacherous place. I mean, yeah, they'll let you have success as a black person until you go out here and make the wrong white person mad. If you make the wrong white person mad, what can happen is they can go out here and reveal all your skeleton bones and ruin your whole life and your reputation. Or they can go out here and do like what they did to Robert Townsend and just completely blacklist you. I mean, Robert Townsend's only crime was making positive black films and looking to create positive stories. But the whole thing is that they basically don't have no respect for nobody, especially nobody black. But the whole thing is that everything here is, these women, they're thinking, oh, I can hustle. Oh, I can run this game. But it's always the same outcome, because in the whole game of entertainment, women are basically, they're thinking, oh, I got this box, and it's going to be the bomb pussy. They're thinking because they basically blew the minds of the pookies on the block, they're going to be able to blow the minds of all these entertainers and these moguls. But these guys have basically seen so many chicks with their pants down that they basically, it don't even mean nothing to them. It's just like going to the doctor's office for them. And some of these guys, basically, they look to see what type of humiliating things they can get somebody to do. And they use that to go out here and get themselves their jollies off by seeing people humiliate themselves. That's what it's all about. And again, I just wanted people to understand how these women hustle in these business, how the game basically is run. I mean, Bobby Allen, he was making a point about how Damon Dash went from a $500 million to broke because white supremacy wanted him to go broke. Again, they can basically, again, destroy your reputation just like that, and you're done at that point. That's how much influence these guys have, because people give them power and give them influence. And again, this is what is happening here. We're seeing, again, white supremacy basically just going out here and saying, hey, we can make or break one of these black bootlicks who compromise with us. And the biggest mistake that they made was going out here and thinking that they could make a deal with white supremacy, not understanding the media arm of white supremacy. It's like making a deal with the devil. And as you make that deal with the devil, you're going to lose your soul. You're going to lose your soul as related to this business. And again, a lot of women think they're going to run a hustle in this entertainment business. But sadly, what happens to a lot of these women is that they're the ones who wind up getting hustled at the end of the day. No different than the chicks who were out here with the light-skinned pretty chick. The light-skinned pretty chick oftentimes thinks she can go out here and run the hustle on the dope boys and run the hustle on the guys who are in the dope game. And what happens to these chicks is either they wind up ending up in an ignominious fashion, such as winding up becoming a baby mama, or what happens to these chicks is they wind up getting turned out and they wind up getting used by all the guys on the block. Or what happens is that they start trying to get into the business and start thinking they can go out here and pull bigger finesses. And then what happens to these chicks is that they wind up found on the side of the road, or they wind up floating in the river, or they find up found in an elevator shaft or some other horrible situation, because what they wanted to do was think that they could go out here and be able to be a part of the business, not understanding that when it comes to the business, you don't know what you think you know. And that's what happened to many of these chicks back when I was in high school. A lot of these chicks, again, some of them were never found. They were been missing for decades. Again, thought they could go out here and run these games in the street. But sadly, as they looked to run games in the street, eventually it was game over for them. And that's the same type of game that Cassie's trying to play. And she better hope that it doesn't end badly, because, again, these people in this entertainment business, these ain't people you want to mess with. No, you don't want to mess with them, because, again, the same way they could take out Diddy is the same way they could take her out. And that's what she doesn't understand about what's going on here. Because, again, I've seen so many chicks, again, think they can go out here and pull these hustles, whether it be on the street or whether it be in Hollywood. And as they go out here thinking they can pull these hustles, again, they wind up ending up in a very, very sad fashion. Now, I'm going to get ready to wrap up tonight's stream, but before I wind up wrapping up tonight's stream, I want you guys to go out here and head over to Amazon.com and pick up my book, Spinsterella Goth Girl Summer. It's available in paperback right now. It's over 600 pages, and it's a story about Matilda's journey in the world of goth modeling, and I make a commentary on the entertainment industry and all the people and how ruthless they are in this business, to give people an understanding of why Matilda, when she was in the world of goth modeling for only a moment. And again, I also make a line talking about how people are so cutthroat. They'll not only cut your throat, but they'll also look to sell your body for meat. And again, I talk about how ruthless people are in LA as related to the entertainment industry in this book, and go in depth on it, similar to what I did with All About Marilyn. In both of these books, I talk about the entertainment industry, and again, about how it is for Black women and the struggles that they go through as related to the entertainment industry. So I want people to understand how this business operates, so that they will understand that this is not a business for anybody who's a greenhorn. No, this is a business that's very aggressive and competitive, and you might wind up getting eaten alive. You can get both of these books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find them at other online booksellers like Google Play, Barnes & Noble, and big box retailers like Walmart and Target. And you can also pick up my other two SJS Direct 2025 catalog books, John Haynes' A Thorn in My Side and Esteemed Season of the Witch Girl. You can find both of these books on Amazon.com. Esteemed Season of the Witch Girl is paying homage to the late John Romita and the Amazing Spider-Man cover. A lot of people love this cover, and I would love to see the sales. And again, these are great stories that feature positive images of Black people and further explore the Black experience. So those are the books that I have out for the SJS Direct 2025 catalog, and I'm hoping you guys will pick them up on Amazon. And I also hope that you guys will head over to the PayPal and the Cash App and drop a donation, because that helps me stay on the air. And I want to thank everybody for coming out to tonight's stream, and I hope you'll be there for next week's stream. Everybody have a good evening, and everybody have a good night.